Knowledge infrastructure. Knowledge has become one of the most valuable resources in the age of AI. Yet knowledge alone is not enough. The real challenge is connecting knowledge across people, organizations, and intelligent systems. Knowledge infrastructure is the foundation that makes this possible. It transforms isolated information into continuous knowledge flow. It helps us connect ideas, enable better decisions, and elevate innovation into lasting value. This is not simply about storing knowledge. It is about creating an environment where knowledge can move, evolve, and generate new intelligence. Welcome to the world of knowledge infrastructure. For centuries, humanity has been accumulating knowledge. We have written books, built libraries, created databases, developed wikis, and organized knowledge into searchable knowledge bases. Each generation has improved the way knowledge is stored and preserved. Our goal has been clear: to accumulate more knowledge and make it easier to access. This approach has transformed education, science, and technology. But in the age of AI, an important question begins to emerge. Is storing knowledge alone enough? Or is something still missing? Artificial intelligence has fundamentally transformed the way we create and use knowledge. Today, generative AI can write documents, summarize information, analyze data, generate software, and even produce new ideas. Tasks that once required hours of human effort can now be completed in seconds. As a result, the cost of creating knowledge has dropped dramatically. Knowledge is no longer scarce, it is becoming abundant. This changes the rules. Simply possessing knowledge is no longer a competitive advantage. The real challenge is no longer creating knowledge. It is knowing how to connect it, share it, and turn it into meaningful action. That is where the next generation of knowledge infrastructure begins. If knowledge is no longer scarce, then what truly creates value? The answer is not knowledge itself. Knowledge is only the beginning. Knowledge becomes meaningful when it is interpreted. Meaning leads to better decisions, and better decisions create real value. The true value of knowledge is not in storing it. It is in applying it to solve problems, make decisions, and create positive outcomes. In the age of AI, success will no longer be determined by who owns the most knowledge. It will be determined by who can transform knowledge into meaning, meaning into decisions, and decisions into value. That is the purpose of a modern knowledge infrastructure. If knowledge creates value only when it is applied, then knowledge cannot remain static. Knowledge is not something to be stored and forgotten. Knowledge is something that flows. It flows between people. It flows across organizations. It flows through AI systems. And with every interaction, it is refined, updated, and expanded. Storage preserves knowledge, but flow allows knowledge to evolve. As knowledge continuously circulates, it becomes shared understanding, better decisions, and collective learning. This continuous cycle of storage, flow, and learning is what transforms isolated information into living intelligence. That is the essence of knowledge flow, and it is the foundation of a true knowledge infrastructure. Many organizations believe they have a knowledge problem, but in reality, they don't. Most companies already possess enormous amounts of knowledge. The real problem is that knowledge becomes trapped. It stays inside departments, inside documents, inside databases, or inside the minds of individuals. As a result, valuable knowledge never reaches the people who need it. It is not shared. It is not updated. And ultimately, it is not used to create value. Competitive advantage is no longer determined by how much knowledge an organization owns. It is determined by how effectively that knowledge flows across people, teams, and AI systems. When knowledge flows continuously, organizations learn faster, make better decisions, and create greater value. The future belongs not to organizations with the most knowledge, but to those with the best knowledge flow. Knowledge is often treated as a collection of facts and information, but knowledge, by itself, has limited value. What gives knowledge meaning is the network of relationships that connects it. Facts become meaningful when they are linked through context. Context reveals patterns. Patterns create understanding, and understanding leads to better decisions. In the age of AI, these relationships extend far beyond documents and databases. They connect people, organizations, intelligent agents, governance, trust, and society itself. Knowledge is no longer a static asset. It is a living semantic network that continuously evolves through interaction. When these relationships grow stronger, meaning becomes clearer, decisions become smarter, and organizations become more intelligent. In the end, knowledge is not defined by what we know. It is defined by how everything is connected. Because everything is connected through relationships. To enable knowledge to flow, we need a different way of organizing information. Traditional databases are built around tables, records, and columns. They are excellent for storing data, but they struggle to represent meaning and context. A knowledge graph takes a different approach. Instead of focusing on rows and columns, it focuses on nodes and relationships. People, organizations, documents, ideas, products, events, and AI systems are all connected through meaningful links. This network of relationships allows knowledge to be discovered, understood, and reused in ways that traditional databases cannot achieve. In other words, knowledge is more than information. Its true value lies in the relationships between things. When we model those relationships, we create a living network of knowledge, one that can continuously grow, evolve, and support better decisions. That is the power of a knowledge graph. Artificial intelligence is changing the role of knowledge itself. Traditionally, we searched for information and received answers. AI makes it possible to go much further. Instead of simply retrieving knowledge, AI can connect it. By combining knowledge graphs with dynamic reasoning, AI links information across documents, people, organizations, data, and experience. As these connections emerge, new patterns become visible, new meaning is created, new ideas are generated, and those ideas lead to better decisions. In this new paradigm, AI is not just a search engine or a question-answering system. It becomes a knowledge flow engine, continuously connecting knowledge, discovering relationships, and transforming information into actionable intelligence. The future of AI is not about generating more content. It is about enabling knowledge to flow, creating new meaning, and empowering better decisions. Knowledge does not grow in isolation. It grows through interaction. Every conversation, every contribution, and every shared experience adds something new. People learn from one another. AI learns from patterns. Communities exchange ideas. And open ecosystems such as GitHub, Discord, Wikipedia, and open source software continuously refine and expand collective knowledge. Knowledge is not created by a single individual. It emerges through continuous collaboration between people, AI, and communities. As knowledge flows across these networks, it is constantly improved, validated, and enriched. This ongoing cycle transforms individual insights into collective intelligence. The future of knowledge is not about isolated experts. It is about connected communities that learn together, evolve together, and create value together. That is the power of community learning. What happens when knowledge flows continuously through a community? Something remarkable begins to emerge. Knowledge is shared. People learn from one another. AI contributes new insights, and the community grows stronger with every interaction. This is more than collaboration. It is a process of collective learning. As ideas circulate, they are refined, challenged, and improved. Individual knowledge becomes shared understanding. Shared understanding becomes collective wisdom. And from that wisdom, a new form of intelligence emerges. Collective intelligence is not the intelligence of a single person, or even a single AI. It is the intelligence that arises from the interactions among people, AI, and communities. In the age of AI, our greatest breakthroughs will not come from isolated minds. They will come from connected minds, learning and evolving together. Because intelligence does not reside in a single mind, it emerges from the community as a whole. How does collective intelligence create value inside an organization? The answer lies in the way knowledge moves. Knowledge alone is not enough. It must be supported by trust. Trust enables better decisions. Better decisions strengthen organizations. And every decision becomes an opportunity to learn. This creates a continuous cycle of knowledge, trust, decision-making, organization, and learning. At the center of this cycle is a knowledge flow system. It connects people and teams. It integrates data and AI. It coordinates communication, governance, and business processes. Instead of allowing knowledge to remain isolated, it enables knowledge to circulate throughout the entire organization. In the age of AI, a company's competitiveness is no longer determined by how much knowledge it stores. It is determined by how effectively knowledge flows, evolves, and becomes action. The organizations that master knowledge flow will become the organizations that learn faster, adapt faster, and lead the future. Knowledge becomes valuable only when it leads to action. Every decision is based on knowledge. Every decision leads to execution, and every execution produces new experiences and new outcomes. But unless we capture those outcomes, organizations repeat the same mistakes and lose valuable learning. This is where the decision trace model becomes essential. A decision trace records not only what was decided, but also why it was decided, how it was executed, and what happened afterward. Those results are fed back into the organization's knowledge. Knowledge becomes better, future decisions become more accurate, and the organization continuously learns from its own experience. This creates a complete cycle. Knowledge leads to decisions. Decisions lead to execution. Execution generates feedback. Feedback creates learning, and learning produces new knowledge. In this way, decision trace closes the loop of knowledge flow, transforming knowledge into a living system of continuous improvement. The age of AI is transforming not only technology, but society itself. In the past, success was often defined by who owned knowledge. Over time, the focus shifted toward sharing knowledge. But in the AI era, sharing alone is no longer enough. Knowledge must continuously flow. It must move across people, organizations, AI systems, and communities. As knowledge flows, it is enriched by new experiences, new perspectives, and new interactions. This continuous flow creates collective intelligence. Intelligence that belongs not to any single individual, but to the entire network. And as collective intelligence grows, it evolves into distributed intelligence, where humans and AI collaborate seamlessly across society. The future is not a society where knowledge is simply collected. It is a society where knowledge connects, flows, evolves, and continuously creates new intelligence. This is the foundation of the knowledge flow society. Throughout history, we have built a knowledge society. We collected information, stored knowledge, and shared it with others. But the age of AI is changing the nature of intelligence itself. The future will not be defined by humans alone. It will be shaped by humans, AI, autonomous agents, organizations, and communities working together. The challenge is no longer simply to create or possess knowledge. The challenge is to enable knowledge to flow across every participant in this connected ecosystem. As knowledge flows, it creates meaning. Meaning leads to intelligence. And intelligence emerges not from isolated individuals, but from continuous interaction across the entire network. The future is not a knowledge society. It is a knowledge flow society. A society where knowledge continuously connects, evolves, and creates intelligence. That is the future we must begin building today. Knowledge alone is not enough. Knowledge must flow. But knowledge can only flow where trust exists. Trust enables people, organizations, and AI systems to collaborate with confidence. Together, knowledge and trust create the foundation for a new kind of society, a runtime society, where humans, AI, and intelligent agents can work together safely, transparently, and continuously. And as knowledge flows across this trusted network, something greater begins to emerge, an intelligence field, where collective intelligence is continuously created through connection, collaboration, and learning. This is the vision behind Chinoba, a future where knowledge is connected, trust is activated, and intelligence continuously evolves. If this vision resonates with you, we invite you to join us. Visit chinoba.org to explore our research, books, articles, and open ideas. Together, we can build the foundations of the knowledge flow society. Thank you for watching.